So, after that musical montage, I guess it's about time for me to say something, and the first thing I want to say is I fucking hate this boss. Or bosses, as it were. This is the two-headed monster thing. You can only hit the red one to do damage, avoid the spears or it will kill you. Yeah, I hate this thing. After you do so much damage, the amount of spears it has disappears. And blammo! Ah, that looked easy, didn't it? Trust me, it's not. That wasn't the first time I killed this thing. We'll be getting to that in a bit. But problems with that guy is his hitbox is very, very questionable. And, well, let's not talk about him for right now. Continue on and climbing on and on. And this is the final door. But before I do that, there's a few things we need to take care of. First off, well, not to worry about the blue amulet, because it did the job for us. We need to go down in tier equipment, as I said before. So, silver equipment it is. Also, I gained a level during this cutscene. I will mention why I had to do that later. Anyway, back to regular music, because this part is very, very awesome. Well, this is the final battle. It's time to meet our nemesis, Dark Fact.
I know you are searching for the secrets contained within the books, and you have done well so far. I am impressed by your daring ambition, but of course you are still defenseless against my superior powers. The name Dark Fact will be the scourge of all men to come. Oh, you are brave, but you are also a fool. You have no chance without the protection of the silver equipment. Knave, prepare to die!
Yes, this game was good enough to get fucking Michael Bell as one of his voices. How do you like that shit? Anyway, this is Dark Fact. He pretty much just moves around the screen and you hit him and part of his stage disappears and he throws these energy spheres at you that do lots of damage. However, we're doing lots of damage to him. Luckily, we don't fall through the screen like other versions and BAM! Die, you bastard! Very cool death animation. Again, I made that look easy. There's a reason. And we gain all of our health back. And we find the last volume in Dark Fact's cloak, which is the volume fact. Wonder if there's a relation. Of course there is. I'll explain more about that later, probably in the next installment of East when I ever get to that. Time to read volume fact and see what it says. There we go. Although the attacks have stopped, we could still feel the terrifying presence of evil. We decided it would be safer to lift our land out of harm's reach. We hope to return one day to our former tranquility. We have placed the collective powers of Ys into these 6 books in the hope that a brave warrior will somehow rid the land of these demons. Only then will we rest in peace. So apparently Ys has flown to the sky and... what the... ah!
All communication to Darm Tower has been cut off. What should we do to stop this rogue? His bravery presents an interesting challenge. Let's see how far this Adol character can go before we crush him. Very well then, sir.
So you might recognize a couple of other voices, one of them being Jim Cummings, voice of Pete, and a couple of other a lot of various video game and cartoon characters. Big prolific voice actor, as well as Alan Oppenheimer, who was the voice of the glowy thing. And is one of the most iconic songs in the East Game series. To make the end of battle, it's had a ton of remakes, and all of them badass. And apparently Adol's being shot out of the sky after reading the 6 books. Guess there was some magic in that, you know, lonesome silk and threads, that, whatever. Either that or Goku shot him with a, you know, with a Kamehameha wave, one of the two, right? And interesting character approaching. Yes, meet Lilia. She'll be important later. As we go higher and higher up into the sky. And that would be Ys. Yeah, they weren't kidding. That sucker took off high into the sky. Although in later versions, there's a mountain in the center's a lot bigger. And startlement. This is actually some pretty damn good animation for its time. Being on one of the first, you know, CD systems. And FUD. So yeah, that's the end of Ys 1. However, not done here yet. Remember I was talking about these guys are not easy? Time for outtakes. Enjoy my pain. I'll see you folks next time. Whenever that is.
I'll put you in a trance. Let's party. Boogie in your body. Want that body, want that body. Make sure you don't hurt nobody. I say, hey, 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 feeling the fire with a burning desire. Yeah, get up off of that thing. Dance and shake and let's swing. Come on, girl, let me rock the world. Well, I'll put you in a trance. Let's party. Boogie in your body. Want that body, want that body. Make sure you don't hurt nobody. I say, hey, 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 feeling the fire with a burning desire. Yeah, get up off of that thing. Dance and shake and let's swing. Come on, girl, let me rock the world. Well, I'll put you in a trance. Let's party. Boogie in your body. Want that body, want that body. Make sure you don't hurt nobody. I say, hey, 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 feeling the fire with a burning desire. Yeah, get up off of that thing. Dance and shake and let's swing. Come on, girl, let me rock the world. Well, I'll put you